but let's get an overview of macros and micros, and then dive into some of the important takeaways on this broad topic. Why is it important to consider both of those? Let's start with that question.
You want to take that one? Sure, I'll start. Okay, well, we all know why the macros are important. Obviously, carbs, fats, proteins, they make us tick. They build our physical bodies, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. In order for those carbohydrates, fats, and proteins to be metabolized once you've ingested them, for them to be digested properly, for them to go where they need to go and do what they need to do efficiently, they need micronutrients. So these are the minerals, the vitamins predominantly. And I think like you said, Sean, we really underestimated their value. There's so much talk about determining the right macros and making sure you hit your protein targets every day, and keeping your fat to a minimum or a maximum depending on the type of program you're following. But we don't often hear, I need to make sure that I'm getting 50 milligrams of vitamin B6 every day, or 400 or 500 milligrams of vitamin C in divided doses every day. We'll hear about certain ones like magnesium. We know that helps us sleep. We know that it is great for muscle recovery after exercise. It can help us relax, taking an Epsom salt bath, but we don't really, it's not a central focus in our everyday discussions or in the world anyways. It is for us though, because we really focus so much more so on the behind the scenes stuff with our clients. So we look for imbalances or where someone might need more of a certain micronutrient in order to reach a specific health goal. And then, of course, a combination of different nutrients. Like if iron is deficient, and almost all of my female clients are deficient in iron, and almost all of them happen to be vegetarian, but most of them are deficient in iron. And it's not just, throwing iron into your body is not going to fix the problem. That's a micronutrient, but it's not going to fix the problem. And it never does. It might elevate their iron levels temporarily, but if they stop taking that iron supplement, it eventually goes down again, because there is always a reason for that iron to be deficient. So let's dig deeper. What's behind the scenes? What is it? Is it copper, too much or too little copper? Is it another mineral imbalance? Is it the microbiome? Because if your microbiome isn't working well, or if there's an imbalance there, then it's really difficult to absorb iron. So we start by identifying the micronutrient that might be out of balance, and then we dig deeper to try and figure out why that's out of balance in the first place. So there is so much to be said about the micronutrients, and I think all of us as professionals need to start looking more in that direction.
Yeah, and I can add on to that, as a personal trainer, we often talk about the energy systems and the Krebs cycle, for example, and how we produce our energy. Well, a lot of these actions in the body don't occur if you don't have the proper micronutrients. So, for example, in the oxidative cycle, you require B vitamins. So if you're deficient in B vitamins, and if you're deficient in one, typically you're deficient in most of them, you're not producing energy at an optimum level, right? Your body isn't metabolizing things, and all of the methylation in the systems in the body aren't optimized. So making sure that micronutrients are in sufficient quantity in your diet, if not adding in supplements. And I'll throw this out as well. One of the things we see quite often is our clients will go and they'll get blood work done, and they'll come back and they'll say, yeah, the vitamin, your B levels are fine. But everybody has different requirements, and it really depends on, not even life stage, lifestyle, that as well, but also their health at the time and so on. So their requirement for that particular micronutrient may be higher. For example, I went with 23andMe, and I get all kinds of information about the genes that I have. And one of the genes I have tells me that I don't metabolize my B12 very well. So I need extra B12. And B12 is so integral in so many of our energy systems. So, all of those things come into play. The more you understand about micronutrients and their importance in the body, especially, if you're a trainer and you want to optimize for your client, those things are very important.